Hi Cancer, how you doing? I hope you're doing awesome today. I am going to be doing a Celtic cross spread for you. So it's a general reading. Just take what resonates, leave the rest. If it doesn't resonate, it's not meant for you. I'm going to pull all the energy, all the cards, and then go through them individually here. Let me just turn this down actually for a second. So your first card represents your current situation. You have the Page of Cups reversed. Second card represents what's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation or what you're celebrating. You have the Emperor reversed. When a card comes out reversed, it just means you're getting extra protection from Spirit, okay? Your third card represents the basis of your situation or foundation. Page of Wands. Your fourth card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. You have the Judgment reversed. Sorry, I don't know if I just said the Page of Wands came out reversed. I don't know if I said that or not, but it didn't. It came out upright. I'm doubting myself here. So then your fourth card is the Judgment card. That did come out reversed. The Major Arcana. This card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. Your immediate future card, what's likely to happen soon in your life. Queen of Cups, reversed. A lot of people showing up in your reading maybe. They don't have to represent other people. They could all represent you, or maybe you and someone else. The outcome you desire most in your situation is the King of Swords. Your self-image card, how you see yourself, is Eight of Cups reversed. Your environment or how others see you in your situation, Three of Swords reversed. Your hopes and fears, Seven of Pentacles. Your future, if all is to remain as is, the Magician reversed. A lot of major arcanas in the reading. Then you got the World at the end. That's awesome. Completion, achievements, big achievements. So let's start with your first card. You got the Page of Cups reversed. This can either be you, someone in your life, or a situation. The Page of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. So the Page of Cups reversed could represent someone, male or female, who is emotionally vulnerable, okay? This is a card of emotional vulnerability, emotional immaturity, insecurity. There's an imbalance of emotions with this person. This person is doubting their intuition. They have childhood issues. It could represent receiving bad news, insecurity, being obsessed with image. It could represent canceled social events, canceled engagements, canceled proposals. It's a card of obsession, envy, jealousy, ignoring. This person is ignoring their inner voice or their inner child, their intuition. Every day I pull, well, almost every day I pull a daily card. And anytime I do a reading, after I pull the daily card, one daily message a day I pull, it always relates to the reading or readings I do. And the daily card that I pulled today was trust your intuition. And this card reverses, or trust your inner voice. This card talks about ignoring your inner voice or ignoring your inner child. It's a card of attention seeking. This person is attention seeking, vindictive. They're experiencing creative blocks. It's a card of escapism, insecurity, becoming sexually active. It's a card of seduction, promiscuity, broken dreams. So that is the The Page of Cups can be someone who's overly sensitive, someone whose feelings get hurt very easily, a very moody person who has no appropriate outlet for their strong feelings. Okay. Page of Cups reverse could show a fishy situation, something that you should look at carefully. Deception may be involved, flattery for gain, or secrecy in matters of the heart. Someone might be trying to seduce you, and you're blinded by the falseness of their intentions, or you may be playing the role of seducer, toying with someone else's emotions. If so, Spirit is saying take care. You might get hurt, okay? And then what's crossing you, or what's challenging you, or your situation, or what you're celebrating is the Emperor reversed, major arcana, Aries energy. So the Emperor reversed represents someone who is domineering, rigid, stubborn, inflexible, reckless, rigid. It could represent someone who's excessively controlling. There's an abuse of power. There's a lack of discipline, coldness, tyranny. Could represent an absentee father, paternity issues. This card could suggest too much control, being aggressive and dictatorial for the sake of exercising power over others. Maybe you're pushing yourself too hard by sheer force of will, and you're ignoring your heart. It could also represent an achievement that becomes oppressive. And remember, you got the World card at the end there, and then at the bottom of the deck, and that's all about achievement. The Emperor reversed, you may be in conflict with an establishment, at your job, or with your family, or a religion, or an ethnic group. Maybe you feel pressured to accept responsibilities that you don't want, or that you don't feel capable of handling. You may have recently experienced a loss of power, or you may lack the energy required to reach your goals at this time. If this resonates, Spirit is saying there's a need for more experience, drive, or improved health, possibly. Okay? Recklessness, stubbornness, rigidity, coldness, inflexibility, domineering. There's a lack of a lack of discipline with this card. And then your third card represents the basis of your situation or foundation, and you have the Page of Wands. Second page now, this can be you, someone in your life, or a situation. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. Again, pages represent pages are messengers, so this page could indicate that you will be receiving good news about something. Your foundation card is all about excitement, freedom. The Page of Wands is someone who's finding their passion. It could represent new opportunities. Someone who, it's a card of free thinking, someone who's confident, intelligent, charismatic, adventurous, energetic, fearless, childlike, playful, active, eager. Page of Wands is someone who is extroverted, has limitless potential, is a free spirit. This is someone who's making new, exciting plans, is optimistic, is full of energy, maybe rushing into things, is youthful, playful. It's a card of innocence, the Page of Wands. Again, you might be receiving a message about a new job or career. Could be something to do with travel or something of a spiritual nature. Okay, this page could represent an important positive message regarding your current project or your current situation. It usually references your work, but it could be of a social nature. This Page of Wands could be a younger relative of yours or a friend or you. Could be an apprentice, a student, or an assistant. This page is an enthusiastic adventurer, may be interested in international travel, foreign cultures and people, the arts. So however that resonates, this is someone on the verge of a discovery or a new phase of life. And the sooner they are able to start that new phase, the happier they will be. And then your fourth card is the Judgment card reversed. If I can pick it up. There we go. This card, Major Arcana, represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. And again, extra protection from Spirit because it came out reversed. So this card is all about having no self-awareness, self-doubt. It's a card of doubt. It's a card of self-loathing, failing to learn the lessons, a lack of self-awareness. It could represent your inner critic. This card is about ignoring the call, forced changes, and unwillingness to learn karmic lessons, or unfair blame, false accusations, indecisiveness, self-loathing. This card could be warning. This card warns of hanging on to the past and using it as an excuse not to move forward. Or it could mean, it could mean that you're moving forward, but you're dragging the past with you. Interior factors are at work, but you have little or no control over them. That's the Emperor reversed message. I'm just making a note of that. So interior factors are at work, but you have little or no control over them. Maybe you're thinking about making some changes. This is a card of forced changes. And emotionally, Spirit is saying that you may be called upon to grow up. That's not from me, Cancer, so don't shoot the messenger, okay? I'm just channeling the messages. Even if you aren't sure even if you aren't sure just how to handle what's happening, you must make peace with the changes. And again, some of you may be dealing with frustrating delays or postponements, possible loss or separation, and the need to cope with life's changes. Okay, so let's keep going. That's something to do with the past. Your immediate future card, what's likely to happen very soon in your life. You have the Queen of Cups reversed. So this is either you or someone in your life or a situation. This is you, Cancer, because the Queen of Cups is Cancer. The Queen of Cups is represented by Cancer in the zodiac. So I just want to, I'm just making a note again here. Take how it resonates, ignore the rest. Spirit is bringing up emotional immaturity again. Spirit is bringing up a lack of trust again, a lack of direction again. Someone who is vengeful, a blocked intuition, spiteful, disloyal, unfaithful, someone who gives too much. This is a card of martyrdom. Insecurity is coming up again. Spirit is bringing up insecurity, dependence. Again, someone who is overly sensitive, fragile, manipulative. This card represents your inner feelings, someone who's inconsistent, codependent, depressed, sulky, smothering, bitter. The Queen of Cups can represent stifled creativity, someone who's disorganized, frivolous, shallow, weak. Someone who can be controlled by their emotions, someone who can become obsessive or manipulative, someone who may play the victim a little too readily. So this hasn't happened yet. This is your immediate future. So Spirit is giving you just a heads up a little bit. This card is telling you to really, Cancers, focus on self-love and self-care at this time. Okay. The Queen of Cups reverse could indicate a love relationship gone sour, or someone who's having trouble expressing emotion. She could represent male or female in a general reading. She could represent a dishonest advisor. So again, Spirit is saying, be careful whom you trust with your secrets and your emotional life. And again, Spirit is bringing this message up again. If this Queen represents you, Cancer, just making a note. It could mean that you're playing with possible dangerous psychic or emotional matters that you don't understand. Spirit is repeating that message. So I would definitely make a note of that, okay? And then the outcome that you desire most in your situation is the King of Swords. So again, the King of Swords can be you, someone in your life, or a situation, Aquarius energy, male or female in a general reading. So this is a card, this could represent a father figure, a father. This card, Spirit is bringing up self-discipline again. Spirit is bringing up truth again. Truth is coming up with this King of Swords. The King of Swords could be a lawmaker, someone in law enforcement, a judge, a counselor, a warrior, someone in the military. The King of Swords is someone who has high standards, is intelligent, logical, fair. He represents morals, routine, power. He's stern, strict, disciplined. He uses his head over his heart. This card could represent legal matters. The King of Swords is someone who's serious. It's a card of reason, integrity, intellectual power. The King of Swords has mental clarity. He's telling you to use your head. He's cool, detached, discerning. He could represent a conversation that's going to happen, or he wants to happen. His standards are very high. He expects a lot of those around him. He has no patience for anyone who doesn't do their best or who doesn't share the same ideals as him. He's someone who can lack compassion for what he may perceive as weakness and is intolerant of uncontrolled emotional outbursts. He uses intelligence, objectivity to decide what is right, fair, and just. These are the ideals he upholds for himself and those around him. He's a man of great strength and authority. He's involved with mental work, such as a researcher, a lawyer, a teacher, someone in the communications field, or maybe even a military officer. He's a good counselor with acute mental dexterity. He has a gift for thinking clearly and rapidly. He's able to express his thoughts with considerable eloquence. He could represent a situation where mental and communication skills are called for. And Cancers, you may be on the verge of a spiritual breakthrough and you're ready to communicate it to others in your life. And then your self-image, how you see yourself. You got the 8 of Cups reversed. The 8 of Cups is represented by Pisces. So this card talks about a few different things. So some of you are trying one more time. Indecision is coming up again with this card. This is a card of walking away. It's a card of hope, a fear of loss, a fear of change, avoidance, aimless drifting, accepting less. It's a card of stagnation, staying in a bad situation, monotony. It's also a card of great joy, happiness, and feasting. So how you see yourself, your self-image card, you're running away without facing your problem. Things haven't worked out as you had hoped and you want to bolt without giving the situation a second chance. But Spirit is saying if you split now, you may regret it later. Okay? Some of you are trying one more time. It's a card of avoidance, fear of change, fear of loss, aimless drifting, but it's telling you to have hope. Okay? Have hope. Accepting less, staying in a bad situation, stagnation, feeling stuck, possibly. You've given up the dream and decided to stay put, whether you're fulfilled and satisfied or not. Maybe you're following a fantasy and not seeing the reality of your situation. Maybe you're indulging in emotions. But be careful, because this situation can lead to depression. You may be stagnating due to indulging emotions without rational thinking and considering the facts. And then your environment, or how others see you in your situation, you have the 3 of Swords reversed. So the 3 of Swords is represented by Libra. This card is about negative self-talk. It's about moving on again. It's about loss again. Refusing to let go of emotions, suppressing memories, the inability to overcome pain, the inability to let go of pain. This is a card of overcoming grief. sorrow, sadness, recovering from heartbreak, um, recovering, forgiveness, moving on, releasing pain. It's a card of optimism, healing, reconciliation, um, repressing emotions, getting over the worst, experiencing a setback, confusion, loss, distraction. Um, this card could represent pain based on a misunderstanding or malicious gossip. It's warning you to make sure you know the full truth of a matter, as the matter may not be what it seems, and someone may be trying to hurt you cruelly and needlessly. Okay? Remember what Spirit already said about, who you trust. You may be taking a separation too hard and are not accepting the truth of the situation. Maybe you're blaming someone else instead of acknowledging that you were partly responsible for the breakup too. You may be suffering from depression, unable to move past this difficult situation. If this resonates, Spirit is saying don't get bogged down with what might have been, though, and seek professional help if necessary. Okay? Releasing pain, moving on, forgiveness, sharing problems, getting over the worst. And then your hopes and fears, what you hope for and fear the most in your situation. You have the Seven of Pentacles. So this card is represented by Taurus. This card is about persevering. Your hard work is paying off. It's a card of patience, planning, growth, progress, being at a crossroads, redirecting your efforts. Some of you are approaching retirement, finish what you started. This card represents the manifestation of ideas or goals. It's a card of nurturing. Long-term view, resting after working hard, the reevaluation of your projects. This card talks about finishing what you started. It's a card of inheritance, payouts, profits, things coming to fruition, making a lot of progress, harvest, rewards, results, all represented by the Seven of Pentacles. But yeah, you've put in the time and effort and you've paid your dues. Now you will gain in your business or other enterprise. Not only that, but you feel great satisfaction from a job well done. Growth and good fortune are yours, well earned. You're receiving the benefits that you've earned by your old hard work. But keep working on it. Keep working. Don't stop working. Persevere. Be diligent. Okay? Making a lot of progress. Seeing results, growth. Just have patience. Keep planning. Some of you are questioning. And then your future, if all is to remain as is, you got the Magician and it came out reversed. So the Magician is all about trickery, manipulation, poor planning, deception, greed, unused ability, untrustworthiness, conniving, untapped talents, wasted talents, a lack of mental clarity. It's a card of disgrace, disquiet, poor planning, manipulation, illusions, being out of touch, potential deception. So beware of someone promising more than they can deliver. The Magician can also be a charlatan. So be careful too of tricking yourself. You may be convinced that your plan is good, but you might be missing a needed element, or your plan may have unanticipated consequences. Now is not the time for change. Maybe you're not ready internally, or you're not fully prepared in a practical or logistical way. Be patient. Again, Spirit is saying you need to be patient. Your situation will work out properly. Again, Spirit is saying you may be experiencing self-doubt about a new venture, or your energy levels may be too low to accomplish your aims. There's no sense in rushing things prematurely. Just wait until the time is right. Okay, so that is your reading, Cancer. I hope you received some guidance or insight from those messages today. If you did, if you could please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. I'm sending you lots of love. Take good care, and I'll see you next time. Be good, be safe. Bye.